everyone, Kat here, your favorite ginger bibliophile. And we're doing a quick tag because it's the Anti-Valentine Day tag, which I was tagged in this by Alan over at Big Hard Books and Classics. And it was created by Isabella at Isabel and Books. Apparently, she does not do BookTube anymore, but the videos are still up. And this is appropriate because if y'all know me, as much as I love me some fairy tales, I like them dark, or the chick, kind of accidentally falling for the guy by the end of the book because she's busy saving herself. So, even though I'm 3 years old, I'm a Disney kid, and y'all can see all the skulls in the background. So, yay, bonus video. And even the necklace, we needed one, but I don't know how well y'all can see that, but that's a skeleton reading a book. Cause come on now, booktube skeletons, yes, screw Valentine's Day. It's stupid. If you need a day on the calendar to be able to compete with other dudes to remember that you're lucky to have me, you stupid, I don't want it. It's got nothing to do with us. Except from our one friend who, yeah, if hubby forgets Valentine's Day, he's done because it's also her birthday and their wedding anniversary. In that case, Valentine's Day matters. So, we are just going to get into this anti-Valentine's Day. I couldn't find a black shirt that I actually liked, weirdly enough. Whatevs. So, questions. Hating on all the romantic stuff. Pick a romance or light romance book. This one actually took me a minute, even though y'all know I hate me some romance books. But the problem with reading a lot of series that are character driven, eventually, several books in, the characters start kind of getting it. And while it still stays in the background, otherwise it would not be on my shelves, I wanted something full on no romance, no matter how far in the series you get. Well, I couldn't really come up with one, even my James Rollins 18 book, Save the World series. There are a couple folks that hook up eventually. So I went with a really old one, Hunter. It's a standalone, and it's basically this guy has 3 books that I know of. I have them all. One day I will reread them because these were, oh my gosh, I have had them for freaking ever. But it's basically somebody did something they shouldn't, playing in a lab, and now it's going to destroy a lot of people. And this is no different. We have, they were up in the Arctic and they made a half human, half prehistoric thing that it can't freaking die. They're throwing everything they got at it and it's just destroying everyone. And they have this dude, Nathaniel Hunter, that you can track anything, figure out how to kill it before it gets out of the Arctic and the whole world is doomed. So, I think I reread Leviathan because I remember loving it when I was younger, and then when I reread it, felt very repetitive. Alright, they keep pulling the same trick because it hurt the beast, but it didn't kill it. I don't know if they do that here, because I don't remember the last time I had read this. But I know there is absolutely zero romance. They are running through the Arctic and through the woods and research facilities trying to kill this thing that is killing all of them. They ain't got time for, ooh, the soldier over there is kind of hot. So, no romance. Throwing ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend memorabilia into a bonfire. Which books would you throw in the fire? And I know Ven is expecting me to say a Elaine book, but I wanted ones that I actually own, and those have already been gotten rid of, so we went with this. A Drop of Red. It's one of the first books I ever just full on ranted on my channel. And it had such a good premise, and then the ending just made me that freaking mad. We built up to this whole big thing, and then 300 pages in, we're gonna get those vampires. They're killing people and they have to be stopped. Oh, we found them. Whatever. We're just gonna continue tracking them because they might lead us to somebody else. Which is, we already knew they probably weren't doing this on their own from the get-go. Then why were you like, we're gonna destroy them? Oh, we changed our mind on the last like 10 pages. Mm. Matthew, this is my coil. Even though there are no sexy chins in it. Bashing all the rom-com movies. Trashy books you just love to hate. I actually don't have one for this because I took it as like, all right, what is a popular book that everyone freaking loves that you're just like, this is absolute trash? And I really don't read the popular ones. Like, I never got into Twilight or 50 Shades or ACOTAR's still making the rounds, and I'm having so much fun with Elaine and Ven's reading of that, and they're, hating on the characters. It's a good time. The closest I've gotten to that is Fourth Wing, and I really liked Fourth Wing. And then I read Iron Flame, and I wanted to beat the crap out of everyone, so I guess we can kind of go with that one. Like, Violet should have offed more people and let her dragons do, some offing. But, I DNF'd it, whatever. It didn't make me as mad as A Drop of Red made me. So, take it or leave it, maybe we'll call that one. 4. Single and loving it. Woohoo! Book series you broke up with. I have 2, and I'm very upset about it. The Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child's Pendergast series. I freaking loved most of these. And this is the book that I'm like, maybe if the library has it, I'll try it. This is what finally did it for me, because it seems like it's all magic and supernatural, and it's like, oh, this is just like some really cool niche science for like this murder mystery. Pendergast is this creepy, rich, eccentric gothic dude that works for the FBI. And he's got, New York buddies and like cops and whatnot that help him. And then this was the second book in a row that took all of that, threw it in the trash, and went, we're just doing, gross, normal murder mystery. Which, if you want just a normal murder mystery, fine. That is not what I read these for. Like, if I want normal murder mystery, I'll just like pick up J.D. Robb or something. I wanted this seems like, it's gotta be like magic or demonic or something, and it's not. This didn't seem like it, and it wasn't. It was just, there's dead bodies. We got a serial killer. Let's do the normal cop show thing. And then Micah. Yeah. This is the Anita Blake series by Laurel K. Hamilton. I started off like the first couple books, like Anita is full on, oh my gosh, I can't kiss a guy. And then eventually it's, well, I'm a vampire, but instead of blood, I need male fluids. And if I don't have like a 6-person orgy every 2 hours, I will die from not, ingesting enough of it. So, like, we get a chapter or 2 of plot, and then it's back to let's have an orgy. Okay, let's have a plot. Let's go back to the orgy because she's gonna die. Like, our stripper's worn out from banging her 6 times already today. Like, he doesn't have any more fluids to feed her. So, yeah. I think that series is ongoing. I gave it up around 10. I kept hoping it would get better, so people were still getting me these books. A lot of them have already gotten rid of. I don't know how I still have this one. But, yeah. They didn't get better. They doubled down on, the original how smutty can we go. Yeah. Eventually I'll reread the series and see if I keep any of them. Like, I remember Obsidian Butterfly being amazing. And I did read one, I think 2 years ago, that there was one scene at the end where she's like, oh, well, fine, I have to, like, beg him to save the guy that I actually like. Her just being stupid because she's supposed to be this badass vampire hunter. But she's so independent, I can do it myself, that she actually literally could not defend herself because she had no mobility and no hands-free. She was just hefting her gym bags full of weapons. It was like, I'm trying to go down a bunch of stairs. I could let, my boyfriend carry one, so I got a hand free, and, you can move more when you're not going, oh, crap, down a stairwell. But no, she's got proof she can do it. So it's like, oh, somebody's gonna attack us. Well, I'm not throwing my weapons. I can't throw the bag at them because they have literally all my weapons are in the bags. Stupid. But maybe that was just her being dumb in one book. We'll see. So, favorite independent woman character. This is another one like the first one where I wanted someone truly independent, not, hey, I've got, some friends or whatever, just straight up, I'm the woman, hear me roar. I can do this all by myself. And weirdly enough, Fairy Tale, Crimson Bound by Rosamund Hodge. She does it for her friends, but Rachel takes care of business all on her own. This is like a dark fae version of Red Riding Hood. So this one, like, yep. She goes into the woods, gets tricked by a fae, and kinda like this dude, but things happen, and yeah. She, like, her help was more of a hindrance, so I'm gonna say that she did it on her own. You wouldn't guess a fairy tale would be where I get my independent chicks, but these were good. She has one other one. I think there might be a short story, but there was only two in this universe. They're not actually tied together at all. They're just, magical, dark fairy tale retellings. So flippin' good. The other one was Beauty and the Beast's Cruel Beauty. Oh, so good. I think she writes something else. I'll have to check them out, see if, her other writings are as good as those. And then I almost picked this one, and then I was like, nah, I wanted to save the other book that I almost picked for that for this next prompt. Romantic love is not the only kind of love. Favorite book, friendship. Kim Harrison's Hollow series. This is not the first book in the series, but this was the easy one for me to grab off my shelf. I think book 18 just came out last year. And this is about Rachel Morgan, our redheaded feisty witch. And there, you get that many books in, folks start getting romantic. So it still stays in the background, which is more of a, well, I was gonna let you suckers live and go on doing what you're doing, but you kept ruining my date or messing with my friend and, her man. So gotta whoop them demons' butts. But we have her who's living in a church with a living vampire, meaning she's like Blade. She's got all the powers for the most part, but she can go out in the daylight until she dies, and becomes a full on, nope, can't live in the church, can't go in the sunlight, vampire. And my absolute favorite, the pixie, Jinx, who has like the best freaking cusses. They're all about Tinkerbell. And her like little red panties are her toy or whatever. And then his terms for full on humans. Because this is an urban fantasy of, humans know that all these, mythological creatures exist from fantasy because there was a tomato that got altered and it started killing off everyone's like, well, how are these people surviving? Oh, because they're not human, or at least not fully human. Oh crap, I didn't realize I was living next to, a witch or a vampire my whole life. Oh crap, there's werewolves. Okay, y'all live on this side of the trail, the train tracks. We'll live over here. Halloween is very scary, and well, pizza is not the same anymore, and no ketchup for your fries either, because tomatoes are to be avoided at all costs. They're very offensive now. And if you're a human that eats them, oh my gosh, don't let anyone know. Which I love it. There is one human cop that likes tomatoes, so he has Rachel get them for him as like bribes because he can't be seen getting tomatoes as a human. But they are, oh, you mess with my friend? You got to freaking go. They are all about each other. Like, I freaking love it. And then number 7, eat all the chocolate, and the ice cream, and the candy, and the pizza, and just what is your comfort read? And I was gonna go with, Harry Potter, but again, that feels everybody knows that one. Even if you haven't been on my channel, you still know Harry Potter. I want to tell y'all some comfort reads that you might not know about unless you've been here for a while. First one is You Suck, a love story. Except for it's Christopher Moore. There are like romance in his books, but they are not traditional at all. Like this was basically, well, chick got turned into a vampire and she needed, a little minion to do her daytime bidding. So we got, this poor little 19-year-old never been off the farm. I think it was Iowa. I don't, one of them, there's more cows and wheat than human states, has moved to San Francisco because he wants to be a writer. They're gonna kill him for being gay where he's from because if you do anything than work in a factory and drink beer, you gotta be after the guys, and that's just not allowed where he's from because it's a small redneck farm town. So he goes to San Francisco and ends up hooking up as the minion of some vampire chick. And there's Blue, which is his romance is more of it's just used for comedy, and he has a really weird sense of humor that I absolutely love. I have been reading this book regularly since I was 13 years old and found it in the library. It's one of the first books I actually bought myself. I had to save up my lunch money for a while so that I could afford it because I only got $5 a week and it was 14 before taxes. So it took me like a month and a half to be able to buy this book, but I did. And then I had to buy another copy because I saw him in San Francisco and he was doing a reading of his Shakespeare book, Fool. But I got him to sign it. So, of course, now this specific copy cannot be touched. It will not be loaned out. It must be preserved. But I love it. And then another one that y'all know if y'all have been around for a while. James Rollins! He writes the Sigma Force series. This is a standalone that gives you a feel for it. It was the first book by him that I read, and I freaking love it. It's basically, we have, scientists with guns. It's kind of their catchphrase, tagline, whatever. But we get this really cool niche science that mixes with some, like, myth or legend or some, not very clearly defined thing from history that has been brought to the current day and is causing havoc. And it's action packed, and we go to all these places that are really cool that I will probably never in a billion lifetimes go. Like, kind of like, Amazon, where, even the plants and the ants are going to murder you. No, thank you, but it looks really pretty, and I like imagining it in my head. And I really want to pet the jaguars and the other wildlife that would, happily eat my head off. And I'm really mad because one of the characters in here has a pet jaguar that they're like, oh, I've had this since it was a baby and I bottle fed it. And this is my buddy that I get to belly rub. I want to give a jaguar a belly rub. It's so cute. So yeah, this kind of gives you a feel for Sigma Force, but it's a standalone. Oh, so good. There's also Ice Hunt, where we get to meet Kowalski, who eventually makes it into Sigma Force and is my favorite character. Because who doesn't love somebody that loves to blow stuff up, but is actually just a big snuggly teddy bear that, his comfort thing is teddy bears and weaponry. he might probably, like, behind the scenes would cry if you took away his, like, big gun or his teddy bear that you're not supposed to know he has. So, big old softy that just, looks like a shaved gorilla and has about the same language skills. So, yes, those are my authors that I love them. They always make me happy. So, yep, if you're mentioned, you're tagged. I have a bunch of other tags that I really need to get to before I can't find the mentions. I don't know when I will get them up, but I need to get them recorded to have them floating around and for whenever. I run out of other stuff to do on Tuesdays, but this one I really wanted to get to because Valentine's, I was tagged. So if I mentioned you, I'm gonna tag you below. But like the original creator says, it doesn't have to be an anti-Valentine's Day, so you don't have to have it up by tomorrow. It's just yeah, whenever you feel like hating on some romance, cause bleh. But I'm gonna tag y'all. Get to it when you get to it, or don't get to it, whatevs. But I want to do it as a nice little bonus video. Hopefully, y'all have had some fun and maybe learned of some new authors to read or avoid. And I will see you soon. Bye. Happy reading.